Michael Schumacher. It's dry. It's dry as a bone. It's dry as a bone.
Hello, this is AOR, and this is well, Monza for AOR. You might have guessed. Unfortunately, my mic didn't work in recording, so I'm going to have to post comment, which is going to be pretty distracting with everyone talking in the party as usual.
Let's get straight out there.
But yeah, Monza, pretty confident in this. It's a track I like quite a bit. If you actually watch my videos consistently, then let me know if you prefer post-com or live-com. I personally prefer live-com just because it's funnier and easier to edit. Here we are, warming my tyres up now, and that's a really good start. I've already crashed in qualifying and got straight into the barrier. Ideally, you can get 4 runs in, but that's already obviously going to compromise that. I can only get 3 runs in now, so I have to turn around and go back into the pits and change the front wing. Yeah, unfortunate, but that's just a mistake by me, so we go again. And now this is the end of my first lap of qualifying. It was really bad. Turn 4 I completely messed up and went to gravel, so yeah, I can improve a lot on this. I think my best was like a 19.6 or something. His X power's already beaten my PB, but that first lap was a 20.5, so definitely not good, especially as there's only 6 corners around here, so the gaps should be pretty close because there's not much time to gain really. But I decided to go straight for just doing the first sector of another lap, which I don't really know why I did that because I didn't have enough fuel, so I might as well just backed off. But still, you can see I'm already a 10th up, and yeah, this run through turn 4 was absolutely incredible. Gonna put that, it's probably the best I've ever done it, braking just before the 100 meter board and attacking the first curve lows and the second one, and that was so good. I'm like 6.5 tenths up.
You're not even a 10th up, you fucking liar.
Connor doesn't agree with me, but yeah, that turn, I'm already 8 tenths up, so I'm on for a PB really, but then absolutely bottle it. And yeah, that was close. I could have been ended the session there. But yeah, that's going to be the end of that lap. Obviously I had no fuel anyway, so it didn't actually matter. But yeah, next lap in qualifying, coming up to Ascari now, trying not corner cut and breaking the 100 meter board and absolutely corner cutting, so that's another lap gone. Still my best is 20.5, so yeah, it's really not going well at the minute. I've got one more chance, or technically 2 chances. No, I'm not on benefits, as Riley asked in the party, and I'm coming up to start my best lap in qualifying, I believe. Yeah, it was my best lap in qualifying. Open DRS, just has to start finish straight. Obviously, it's I was trying to get switching a humperdinck, but then he pitted, which is pretty annoying. Now coming up to the first corner, braking pretty conservatively. Second gear for the first one, first gear for the second part. Trying to get traction zone, not the best traction in the world. Pretty much level with my first lap, but that's not too bad because my first chicane was actually right in the first lap. Coming through Curva Grande now. Overtake mode, obviously putting it down into high for the next turn 4. Trying to get a really good run through here on the right hand side as much as possible, attacking the first curb and the second one, and it's a pretty good run through there. Not as good as my previous lap. But we're still half a second up. You can just see how bad my my run through there was on the first lap, and I'm coming through the Lesmos, coming down to 5th gear and 4th gear for a bit of extra turning, but now down the back straight with DRS open, overtake mode with 6.5 tenths up, I think that is. I can't quite see it on my screen. And breaking the 100 meter board for Ascari, attacking the first curb, almost cutting it there, but not quite getting the validation luckily, and attacking all the curbs really heavily, not running too wide an exit, and now at 7 tenths up, so it's on for a high 19, which is pretty good. It should put me near the top 5, I think. So coming down to Parabolica now, just before the 50 meter board, 5th gear, trying not to run wide an exit, over the green curve though, and now coming up to the line, it's a pretty good lap, and it's going to be a 7/10 improvement up to a 19.8, which is okay. 6 tenths off pole, but then Stewie's always rapid, so yeah, that's pretty much expected. But then I went for another lap straight away, just to see what I could have done, and if I can finish it, it will actually, it could be an improvement. You see to turn 1, it's been a very big improvement on my previous lap time. A 10.5 up already, almost, yeah, coming up to 2 tenths up now. Riley could get pole, which would be absolutely scenes, but hopefully not. But I'm 2 tenths up going down towards turn 4. Trying to be on the right hand side of the track as much as possible, but unfortunately I just dipped a wheel on the grass and locked up. Still got an alright run, but then on the traction exit, absolutely lose it again onto the grass again. So yeah, completely bottled it. But it could have been a good lap, but obviously it wasn't. So my 19.8 was all I had. Here comes Riley up to finish his lap now. And it's P3 for the Williams team. Which, yeah, Williams usually take up the back row, so Riley to actually have a good qualifying is pretty surprising. So Stewie on pole, you can see I'm down in P7 unfortunately, but it's very close gaps. You can see from second place down to about 10th. It was very close. So we go again. It's P7 on the grid. Humperdinck is just ahead of me. My teammate Matt isn't here. As Humperdinck is his main championship rival, so if I can try and beat him, that'd be very good. But I don't know how realistic that is really. But hopefully I can just do it as well as I can. Riley very reassuringly doesn't know where to brake on the first lap, so this can only go well. And now coming onto the 5 red lights for the Italian Grand Prix from 7th on the grid. It's quite a long hold, but we're away now, and it's a decent start for me. It's a terrible start for Riley. His lights didn't go out. He got a lag start, unfortunately, but up in 1 position already, and Humperdinck now just ahead of me. Going to switch to the inside, brake just after 150 metre board. Riley going down the outside. I've been absolutely dragged around the corner by Humperdinck. Luckily, no warning there. And we're going side by side with Riley on the left-hand side there, trying to get traction, but not quite. And Riley is still ahead of me, even though he didn't even start. So another quality start for me there. And now coming down towards turn 4. It's very close up ahead. The top 2 are gone already, but I'm going to try and brake pretty conservatively, don't get any damage. And Riley around the outside of X Power. I've just taken a really bad line and also hopped the second curb. And MNT Hamilton has gone down the outside and taken a position on the exit, unfortunately. So this has been a really bad first lap, but you can see there's absolute cluster of cars just ahead of me. So braking pretty conservative to Lesmo 2 again. And trying to get a good exit, but it's not really happened. And Chiesi now I've got to be careful of just behind me. A bit of lag going on. Jess is already out. I think he lost it on Lesbo 2. So going down towards Ascari now, braking a little bit earlier than usual, obviously with heavy fuel. There's a bit of damage there. I think that's Riley has hit Ryan. So that's going to be interesting. I've got an absolute wall of cars. I'm just trying to find my way through, but it's not going to happen. There's no gap anywhere, so just trying to keep my nose clean, but like also trying to gain positions, obviously, but there's nowhere to go. And Ryan has broken very early, almost hit the back of him. He spun almost off the back of X Power. Almost got caught up in that. Kizzy's gone down the outside because I was too busy avoiding Ryan. And now Riley stayed out, even though he's got like half a wing left. Kizzy just ahead of me now, and he's lagging back a bit. That's very off-putting. But I've gained that position back, it looks like, down towards turn 1. Got a pretty good run. Maybe I can go from X Power as well. Braking very late. Well, accidentally gone for a dive from there, but we made it stick. X Power still side by side with me down into the exit of turn 1, down towards Curva Grande. And if I can get a good exit, overtake mode and rich mix, and we're side by side, I've got the shorter run, so really I should have this. But X Power has somehow got like some sort of ridiculous straight line speed because he's pulling away from me, even though I had the shorter run around Curva Grande, and I can't go from him into turn 4. Maybe line up a switchback, but no, not quite. Didn't get a good enough exit. But we're still in 7th place, although like I should be a bit higher if I was actually good at starting. Riley talking about being banged for some reason. And Hamilton has gone wide. Riley's going to try and line up a good exit, and X Power still just hit me. This is a battle for 4th, and you can see on the minimap the top 2 are gone. I think it's Humperdinck and Stewie are gone, and Schwiz is not far up the road, but we could maybe catch him. He's not like that usually. Riley down to the inside for Riley, boys, and it's gone horrifically wrong. And Riley's now spun out, and he's lost a lot of time, and that's basically his race over. So Hamilton now trying to defend, but obviously no DRS yet, so nothing happened. And my tyres are now past their best on lap 7, the soft tyres. It is a quite an easy one stop, luckily, soft to medium, so but I've almost dropped it at the exit of Ascari, which would have been very bad. But now Kierzy is still right at the back of me, and he's going to get a very good run down the first straight with DRS, and I have no DRS because X Power's a little bit too far ahead of me. You can see the map, I think that's the 2 Ferraris, and Hamilton are very close together. And now coming down towards the DRS, and Kiezy's going to have a chance. I've got to save ERS as well because my ERS is on 5% at the minute, and that means Kiezy's going to have a great run down towards turn 1, and he's going to go for it and brake a little bit late. He's going to go a little bit wide with that, it looks like, but he's got that position for now. Try and lap the switchback move. Ben is 10 seconds behind, so it doesn't really matter about that. But Kizzy's got a bit of traction lost on exit. Going to go around the outside of turn 3, Curva Grande, Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso-esque, and try and go around the outside. What a great move that is, if I do say so myself, which I do. And now coming down towards turn 4, back on the racing line.
Jamie's made an overtake.
And yeah, actually made an actual overtake with no DRS. Like, what is that about? And now it's coming down towards Lesmo 1, and we're holding that position for Kizzy, but obviously he's going to have DRS now down towards Ascari, so you've got to try and get a good exit. And I've saved a bit of DRS because I was on 0 the whole way through that, I think. So now coming down towards Ascari, it's going to be a bit close to Kizzy here. He's going to go down the inside, but then thinks better of it, which is very wise because, yeah, don't really go side by side through Ascari, really, especially this early. Sounds like Humperdinck and Hamilton are going very close. Or Humperdinck and Schwiz are going pretty close together. But now I'm going to pit this lap, try to do a little weave to Kizzy to say don't go down by inside, although it's a little bit too far back, so I don't really know why I did that. The Parabolica pretty easily 5th gear, but there's so much understeer in a minute. These tyres have passed their best, as I said. And I'll come into the pit lane along with Hamilton. Kizzy stays out, so I'm going to get a good undercut. The ideal lap, I think, was lap 9, so only 1 lap early. And now, obviously, the lead under 0 in the pits. Ben is going to go past, but he is a long way back. I don't quite know what happened to him. He must have an instant. And changing onto medium tyres, 2.5 second stop. Very decent stop there for the Red Bull. Not Red Bull, for the Haas boys. I don't really know why I said Red Bull. And now into the pit exit. It looks like I'm getting a little bit on Hamilton, but I'm not sure really. Trying to go to the end on these and trying to get a good undercut. Connor's giving me his tier 1 GOAT strategies, which I might or might not take notes of. And now going onto the end of my outlap, everyone's in, so this is time to push, as Connor is telling me, my race engineer. And now coming down towards Parabolica, trying to get a good exit and a good entry as well, because yeah, fresh mediums, these tyres should be good for a long time in this race. The tyre wear isn't really an issue once you get off the soft tyres. And now you can see the Red Bull in the pits is Kizzy, so try and get a good run down the straight, and we're well ahead of him actually. So the undercut was really powerful. We must have had a really bad in-lap as well. But we were pretty close to X-Power as well. We've gained loads on X-Power. So if I can try and get into DRS and stay with him, he can hopefully drag me up to the next few cars of Hamilton and Schwiz, which would be very helpful. And I've actually got a 3-second undercut on Kizzy, which is pretty ridiculous, but I'll take it. And now, a long way later, luckily I did close up eventually. Here comes Power and Schwiz and Hamilton are all close together. We've got some music playing down the mic, which is really helpful. And trying to get an exit. Hamilton very close to the back of Schwiz now. But also Hamilton, I've been told, has 21 seconds of penalties. At this point I had, I think, 1 penalty, and Schwiz also had 1, and X-Power had 2. So if I can just keep it clean, hopefully get ahead of Schwiz, then I could be on for a podium finish, because this is a battle for 3rd. And Hamilton is on the back. So with a lot of DRS going on, I've saved quite a bit of ARS closing up to the back of this as well. And now Schwiz is onto the back of X-Power going up the inside. I'm close to Hamilton as well. Am I close enough for a move into turn 1? Doesn't quite look like it, but Schwiz and Power are going to go side by side. Schwiz has taken it. Hamilton has completely abused turn 1. And yeah, Hamilton now got the exit because he completely corner cut his way through this first chicane. And now X-Power's going defensive. Hamilton on the back of X-Power here, and it's very close to the 3 of them. I'm glad I'm not involved with this really, and Hamilton's breaking early. I'm going to have to try and keep it as clean as possible. Power has cut the inside of that corner and absolutely lost it. And that's one less car for me to deal with, which I'm very happy about. And that means Schwiz and X-Power are the only cars in front of me now that I can really battle. The top 2 are absolutely gone, so there's no chance of fighting them. And I'm on for a podium if I can get past Schwiz, as Riley is telling you. In the party, but I'm getting a very good exit here. Schwiz is saving ERS as well. You can see the lights on his rear wing. Maybe up the inside, but no, decided to bottle it. Maybe could have gone for it there, but it wasn't really worth the risk, as I'm pretty sure I can just not get a penalty, and maybe Schwiz will get another penalty. That'd be helpful, but yeah, not quite close. So you can see here we have Riley as my engineer has got something to say.
You're doing great.
Solid Roman Kemp impression there from Riley boys, and now down towards Parabolica. I've lost quite a lot of time. I pit 1 lap earlier obviously, but yeah, I don't think I was quick enough to keep up with them really, and obviously when you lose the DRS it's very hard to close back in. But X-Power and Schwiz both have extra penalties now, so if I can stay within 3 seconds then I've got a podium finish. They're going very close to turn 1 as well, but I'm only 2.3 behind, so I've got to try and keep in push on the last lap. Schwiz and X-Power going side by side, which is going to help me out a lot because they're obviously losing time, and I'm very close to X-Power now. And if I can stay within 3 seconds of Schwiz and within 3 seconds of X-Power, then it's going to be my first podium finish since Australia. So apparently all I need to do is wait for my teammate not to be here, and then I can be released and actually do a good race for once. And now coming down to a parallel for the final time, X-Power and Schwiz are going to come up to the line.
Power will get 5th.
And it's P3 for me over the line, and there we go. 11 seconds off the back of Humperdinck, but with less penalties I've jumped up into 3rd, which I very happily take. And I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a pretty messy video to commentate on because the party was so distracting, especially when I was racing as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been J83, and I will see you next time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I deserve my promotion. As it stands, Jamie, I'm actually 9. Hang on, what times are we doing in qualifying? At 9. Well, I'm 8 seconds faster than this tier. I mean, it's dreadful racing. It really is.